guys, we're back for season 2 of the Global Racing League. God, it has been a long break since I last did commentary. How are we doing, guys? I have got the live chat up. Hopefully everyone's all good. Looking forward to this one, to be fair. Seems to be quite quiet all of a sudden. Just bear with me a second. I will turn my microphone up. Hopefully you can hear me a lot better now, guys. Do a check on the stream. Seems okay at my end, so to go. And we're on the F1 2021 game. Moved over to the new game for the new season. This looks a lot better than the last year. We have actually Tom, who drove for Mercedes last year, has massively downgraded to a Haas. We've got a new entry, yours ZLD, who's just leaving the pit lane. He's out in the Mercedes, got a yellow in sector 2 currently. There's a Pro, who's also in the Haas. He's moved across to the Mercedes. Still remains Red Bull. We've got another debut. Towery. Looks a lot nicer. Another new entry, Bad Boots in the Williams, going very wide, coming through the second to last corner a little bit. It's not easy to get right. We've got Colin in Ferrari. Once again. I've made a bit of a switch. He is in the Aston Martin, formerly Racing Point. Too light delivery, to be fair. Gonna enjoy seeing that this season. Benny is in the other Williams. He's still in the pit lane. GMC in the Alpine as well. Brett Diver has made a change. Gone from Renault, or what was Renault, to the Aston. Revenza Pro. May here in the Red Bull. This year, it's a brand new season. Drivers are competitive. Looks like May's driving alright so far. We've got a yellow in sector 2. I think that might be a spin somewhere. TMC currently setting the fastest lap in the Alpine. Behind the 127.3. That was clearly an outlap of some description. Guys, it seems to be the game seems to be overtaken. I'm just going to try and see if I can change that slightly. You can tell it's been a while that I have done a stream. I'm just going to try and turn the game volume down a little bit. doesn't seem to be letting me do it, so hopefully you can hear me alright, guys. I mean, at the minute it seems a little bit quiet. I'm just going to have to think I have my mic right up against my mouth so you can hear me. And it seems alright now if I do that, so we'll stick it at that for now. So PMC currently clicking 126.1. May's just behind with 126.9, just slotting in from behind. Colin 127.3 as earlier. And the guys look like they have done their first round. I've just tried to lower the game audio, guys, and it doesn't seem to be letting me, so hopefully you can hear me alright now. I have turned my mic up as high as possible, so hopefully it should be alright. Hopefully it should be all. That might be better actually, because I don't think I turned it up. Just bear with me. I bet I'm way too loud now. Okay, I'm a bit loud. I do apologise for that. That might be too high. Okay, that's better. I've got that right now. I don't have to have my mic right against my face, so hopefully you can hear me a lot better now, guys. Just let me know in chat. I have got the chat up to see if it's alright. That's better. Okay, brilliant. Isaac Ryan asks who's driving for Alpine. I did mention it. At the minute we've got PMC on pole position in the Alpine, and Lobels, who's in the other Alpine, currently down in P9. The guys are just heading out for their second runs. That includes PMC, and Maestro's just arrived to the party. Better late than never. I'm guessing, I think he's in the AlphaTauri this season, Maestro again. I could be wrong on that. I'll see when he comes into the lobby. I'm pretty sure he is. Tom's currently out on his second run in the Haas. He might be on an in-lap actually. He seems to be going quite slow. Benny looks like he's setting himself up for one. Lobels is just exiting the pits, and well, yours ZLD has stopped on the main straight there, and he's got back on his way, and it looks like there may have been an accident in the last sector, or was. I think it's disappeared now. Wreck Diver currently on an outlap. Not set a time yet, Wreck. It needs to get a move on about it. So you have to be so much more careful on this game. The cars are so much more slippier now on the new game. It's so much more twitchy. I think Wreck Diver's just warming up his tyres. There was a bit of a lag delay there, which probably didn't help. I've noticed he picked number 94, Wreck Diver. That's a very strange number indeed, but he's on his way. And how about we go on board with him for a lap of the Bahrain International Circuit, of the Sakir International Circuit, should I say, through turn 1 and 2, and then flat through turn 3, and there on the right where Grosjean had his horrible crash in main Formula 1 last season, through turn 3, 4, and then down through this S section, which if you touch any of the curbs, you're really going to spin round quite aggressively. Well, looks like Wreck Diver's on a smooth lap so far, using the curb there as he heads down towards the hairpin. We've got a yellow in sector 1 once again. I'm not sure who that is at the minute. We'll find out very shortly. Looks like Wreck Diver's been nice and smooth on the controls so far. Looks like this is a tidy lap, to be honest. It'll be interesting to see what he scores. Just over 7, well, just under 8 minutes, should I say, to go into the end of the session. PMC's done another fastest lap. He's done 1:25.7, and Wreck Diver slots in behind him with a 1:25.8. He did look a very good lap, and it is indeed just over a tenth slower than PMC so far. So PMC's put in a very good lap there. And Wreck Diver's got it all to do. Waffler, May and Tom are in the pits. Colin, we haven't seen much so far, so we'll have a look at him. Heading out onto an out lap. It looks like he's potentially got some wing damage there, if I'm not mistaken. Just a little bit on the front of the car. Potentially gone over some rubble on the way out. Just under 7 minutes to go in the session. And Colin a 1:27.3 so far. He needs to think about putting a lap together. He's going to try and do that now. Touching the grass a little bit there down the main straight, in down towards turn 1. And we've got a yellow in sector 2 and sector 3 as well. Borderline. Sparks flying up from Colin down the back straight. Heading into turn 5. Move there over the crest and down into the S's. Like I say, you don't want to touch the curbs through here or you're going to lose the car. Colin does touch the curbs and look like he may have had a little bit of a wobble there. I think he's just about kept it together. Go on board with Colin, heading down into the hairpin, understeer through the hairpin, didn't get to the apex. That's going to cost him time as he heads down the second DRS zone. Third DRS zone, sorry, the second one's on the back straight, so that was the third DRS zone. And he comes around the second to last corner, nice and smooth, and down towards the last corner and the start finish line. This is looking fairly tidy. I'm hoping it's going to be an improvement for Colin. Comes across the line, DRS open, and it is an improvement. 1:26.6 it is for Colin, so slots in behind Benny and just ahead of Waffler by about 0.3 of a second. Meanwhile, Benny's on a lap in the Williams. And got a yellow in sector 1. I'm not sure who that is, and it is Colin who's going slowly. I think he's got a problem. Not a problem, should I say. I think he might be out of fuel there. He might have poured all his fuel. Atrocity's just gone P4 over 1:26.5. Slot just ahead of Colin. And I think Benny's backed out of that lap by the looks of things. Now this is not going well for Tom so far. Tom's in the pits with a 1:26.9. He's just leaving the pits now. NZ Pro currently a 1:27.0. Now these are two boys here that you would think would be fairly near the front. They seem to be struggling so far. And some great news that Maestro has managed to get into the game. So that's fantastic to see that he's managed to be able to get in. Have a look at Tom, because Tom needs to pull something out of the bag here. And it looks nice and tidy so far. 2 minute 50. Maestro's managed to get into the game, which is fantastic to see. And it's nice to see Maestro. I did think he was in the AlphaTauri, and turns out he is. So that's him in the AlphaTauri for Season 2, which is really good to see. I'm just hearing reports from some of the drivers that the weather report is not looking very promising for the race. It's looking like potentially it's going to be a wet race, if not worse. So that could potentially put the cat amongst the pigeons, as they say. Maestro about to set his lap as he is on his way. A couple of guys still in the pits. 1 minute 20 to go. I believe that's Tom just heading out. It is. Like I say, Tom and NZ Pro are nowhere near what they were last season. Struggling for pace by the looks of things so far. Work to do. Minute to go in qualifying, and then we have a 29 lap race to look forward to. Tom onto an out lap. Is he going to get round quick enough actually to set a time? Well, he's going to have to get a move on about it. I don't think he's going to get round quick enough. We'll have to keep an eye and see how that plays out. Maestro is already on a lap, so, and he's just up the road from Tom, so see how this lap goes for him. Looking tidy so far. Haven't seen any huge errors. And Maestro crosses the line, and it's a 1:26.4. It's a very good lap. The checkered flag has gone, and I don't think Tom's got a crossing time. No, he hasn't. So Tom and NZ Pro, the two big hitters, that's going to be starting P9 and 10 on the grid as it stands. And it's not going to get any worse because everyone else has crossed the line behind them. We've got a spinner in sector 2. It's May, who's just got back going again. Waffler is finished his attempt. Maestro's got round for another lap actually. So can this be an improvement for Maestro? We'll have to wait and see. Meanwhile, Wreck Diver's coming around the last corner. Can he nip pole position of PMC? Across the line he comes. Yes, he can. 1:25.4 from Wreck Diver. Nicks pole position by 0.3 of a second over PMC. That's a great lap from him. And the last major hitter to cross the line would be Maestro. Can he do anything to crawl his way up the field? Waffler's, his teammates just entered the pit lane, and Maestro's backed out of it, and May's in the pits. So that is the grid for the first round of Season 2 of the Global Racing League. Wreck Divers on pole position, PMC second, Benny's down in third, Maestro in fourth, Atrocity fifth, Colin sixth, Waffler seventh, May in eighth, Tom all the way down in ninth, and NZ Pro all the way down in 10th. Not a great first qualifying session of the season for them. Big Bad Boots on his debut down in P11, Lobel's on his debut in P12, and yours ZLD in P13 on his debut. Guys, stay tuned. We'll be back shortly for the race commencing. Guys, welcome back to the Global Racing League. The formation lap is underway for round 1 of the season. Just a quick reminder of the top 3. Wreck Diver is starting on pole position.
Apologise for that. Just a quick reminder.
Wreck Diver starting on pole position alongside PMC on the front row of the grid, and Benny is on his debut, to be fair. Benny in P3, pretty good qualifying session, but he's got the experience. He's got a mirror full of Maestro and Vitrocity behind. Going to be a tough count for the new one. So far, it's going to be a dry race. We're hearing some reports of how true the reports were in the live chat from some of the drivers. I don't know, trying to throw me off the scent, but it's looking like it's going to be a 2-stop race, this one. All drivers are starting on the red soft compounder tyre. It's going to be tough to do a 1-stop by the looks of things, but so it looks like the 2-stop is going to be the way to go as they make their way around the top section of the circuit, ready for the start of the race. Big bag boots, low balls and your ZLD have been reset to the grid, so potentially an incident on the formation lap involving them. Cars come around. a bit of lag there. We've got quite a few people watching the stream, guys. Thank you very much for joining us for round 1 of the season. It's great to be back in the commentary box, and we're about to watch some good racing, I think, based on that qualifying session. Should be a good one. 29 laps of the Sakir International Circuit we're going to be doing. There is the strategy. The 1-stop is in play, and it's going to be a good race, this one. As we wait for the lights to come on, we've got 5 red lights here in Sakir. It's lights out and away we go. Good getaway from Wreck, but it's an even better one from PMC behind. He's going to draw alongside him. Benny's got a good start in the middle, but here comes Maestro down the inside. He's overtaken 3 cars before turn 1. I think he's gone off the track though. Yes, he has. And there's a big accident in the middle involving Maestro coming back onto the racetrack. The 2 Hasses around. We've got two Hasses doing an Akita Mazepin down the back straight. I believe that was NZ Pro in the middle of all that. Tom's got away with it, but Wreck Diver maintains his lead, even though Maestro got through. Maestro's all the way down in P13. There was contact between the two of them. It looked a bit of a mess, did that one, going through the middle. The stewards will definitely look at it. Colin has made his way up into second after all that chaos. Waffler's also made his way up into third. And talk about a recovery drive, Lobels from 12th on the grid is P4 after about 10 corners. Really good start from him. May's down in 5th, roughly about where he started. Tom's up to 6th, even though he got caught up in the mess. Bad Boots is up from P11 to P7. PMC, who was on pole, there's been a bit of contact. There was Benny being pushed off. Well, Benny pushed off your ZLD there. PMC, who's starting second, is down in 8th. Benny, who started P3, is down in 9th. ZLD's made up 3 places on the start. Atrocity's fallen down the order. And the rest is history. As meanwhile, as we head down into turn 1, Wreck Diver still leads the way. It's done the, even on new games, it still does the old second lap glitch. So Wreck Diver is leading. It's just the graphic has done the glitch again. I don't know why they couldn't have fixed that before this game, but it'll sort itself out in a second, slowly but surely. Well, I'd at least like to think it's going to do. We've got a yellow flag. I think Lobels is in the wall. Yes, he is. He's lost the front wing in it as well, and the VSC is deployed in all that. So debris on the track. Lobels will be heading for the box for a new front wing. Just didn't quite catch that, unfortunately. Try and get the track map up so I can spot more things. And Maestro has got a penalty for speeding under VSC. He's got a drive-through penalty, so not obeying the Delta. We still haven't gone green yet. And Maestro's at the back of the grid. That could be hit, well, at the back of the field, should I say, and quite a long way off the tail end. That's going to be a costly drive-through penalty there. Now, are we going to see any people dive into the pits, get a stop out the way early on? None of the top 5 have. Bad Boots thought about it. I don't think anybody is going in apart from Lobels. Lobels is in and has just got a penalty for speeding in the pit lane. NZ Pro is going to follow him in and get one of his stops out the way, and Maestro is going to serve his drive-through penalty, which I don't think he'll be able to serve. We're currently under green flag conditions. No, he's going into his box. He's going to make a stop. I was going to say you cannot serve a drive-through penalty under yellow flag conditions, so Maestro will have to go round again and serve it. Colin's just got a drive-through penalty for speeding under VSC, which could be costly, that one. Lobels, NZ Pro and Maestro all with penalties at the back of the field for speeding into the pits. And that is a retirement. Yours ZLD has gone into the wall. It looks like it's down at turn 9, which is the hairpin. It looks like he's gone into the wall. Has he gone straight on? We'll get a better view of it. We'll go on board with it. Has he gone into the wall? Yes, he has. He's gone straight on into the wall. So yours LD is out of the race. And that's not a good day for the Mercedes, is that? Current Constructors Champions. Collins serving his drive-through penalty. By the looks of things, yes he is. So that's going to be difficult, is that? Because we've lost a driver already. I'm surprised that hasn't brought out a safety car, to be honest. Normally in that situation it would. Meanwhile, Tom obviously up to P3. Even after the disaster on the first lap. He's currently being hunted down by May. Big Bad Boots has made his way up into P5 as well. Benny's fallen down the order. So Benny's had an issue there. I don't think he's made a stop either. So that could be very interesting back there. But Tom, is he going to start showing his true race pace? You would like to think so. He's got DRS here on Waffler. Has he got enough pace to make a move? He's a bit too far back on that occasion. The number 95 machine. May's even closer behind Tom. This could be interesting. May's going to have a go around the outside. Runs off the track over the white line. And over the white line again. Could potentially might look at that for track limits. Is he going to give the place back? He's going to fight it. He has given the place back. I realised he overstepped the mark just that little bit too much. Wreck Divers set the fastest lap of the Grand Prix and he's pulling away at the front. 6.2 second gap. Meanwhile May, he's going to have a look down the inside, down into turn 1, late on the brakes on Tom. Couldn't quite be late enough, so he carries on his way. May looking for a move, couldn't quite do it. Sparks flying absolutely everywhere currently. May makes his way across, more sparks flying. Meanwhile, Benny is on the back of Boots, coming down the straight. The two teammates, are they going to make contact with each other? Hopefully not. Oh, almost a bit of contact. Bad Boots had to get his way out and spins it in the process. Just about misses the barrier. We just caught the tail end of that. I think he got a bit too wide there and just stepped on the curb. Oh, he's cooked the tyres. He's spun again. There's Bad Boots. It's going from bad to worse. Does the right thing and lets the cars coming through back onto the circuit. He just needs to settle his tyres down, which he's not done so far. He just needs to get some temperature back into them. Just let them go that little bit too hot with spinning. Meanwhile, Tom has got past Waffler. So Tom's up into P2. Waffler's defending from May now, who's on a bit of a charge in the Red Bull. Main team against the sister team. And then NZ Pro's had a spin coming through the top section of the track. He's back on his way now. Just saw that on the track map. And he's still going, trying to make progress. Comes down, bit of a bump. Benny has gone wide off the track just behind him and has got DRS. Looks like Mays has a look on Waffler, thinks better of it. He's turning into a nice little scrap this over P3 for the last podium place at the moment. Bit of a tank slapper there from May. He just about catches it. You just saw the car wobble quite aggressively. May down the back straight. Heavy braking. Turns the car in. Is he going to make a move? And Waffler decides, no, I'm not battling this lot. I'm getting into the pit lane. So he enters. Bad Boots has just got a penalty for multiple warnings. NZ Pro got a penalty for speeding in the pit lane. So Waffler's got out and is he going to come back out in clean air there? I'm just having a look on the track map. I don't think he is, to be honest. No, he's not going to come. He's going to have Big Bad Boots for company in the other Williams. So maybe trying to get out of clean air wasn't the best idea, given the track position is very limited currently. And there's not really many spaces on that track. There seems to be a Formula 1 car everywhere at the minute. Meanwhile, Benny behind May. We've got a yellow in sector 2, and I think that is the race leader. It is, it's the race leader. Wreck Diver has gone into the wall. That means Tom is going to inherit the lead. Surely he's going to have damage from that Wreck Diver. It looks like the car's in one piece. It looks like he's managed to miss the wall. Obviously, he's had a spin. And he's just going to have to go steady here. Make sure he doesn't cook the tyres. Otherwise, he will be losing grip. Now, we'll see if he dives for the pit lane this time. Yes, he is. So, he must have damage, Wreck Diver. He's into the pit lane. May follows him in, and so does Benny. So we've got a line of Formula 1 cars heading into the pit lane. Who's going to get out first is the main question. Wreck Diver, slowish stop. He's going to get ahead out May though. It looked like Benny was slow into his box, and he's going to come out behind them. So they come out in the same order they came in. And again, by doing that, they've not really gained themselves track position. Waffler goes past all three of them on the undercut. And this has once again turned into a fairly interesting race. So we're back to where we're normally used to seeing Tom, which is out in first position. And it seems like okay at the minute that he's keeping a decent pace. Keeping his nose in there. And so far, Tom is pulling away from the leaders. Now, this is turning into a bit of a scrap. So Waffler's come out and done the undercut on Wreck Diver, Benny and May behind. PMC's just entered the pit lane and got a penalty. Batrosity is also in, so these guys are going to jump up the order. Meanwhile, Wreck Diver's going to make a move for second place effectively, coming down the main straight into turn 1, side by side with Waffler, doesn't clip wings. Is Benny behind going to pick up the scraps here? It looks like he will. He's going to get DRS down the front straight, but back straight, but also Waffler it's a bit touch and go, a bit like bumper cars more than Formula 1 racing out there. A little few bumps between them. This is a great battle, is this? Waffler just about hangs in there in P3. Wreck Diver is still 23 seconds behind Tom. I don't think Tom has stopped yet. No, he hasn't. So Tom needs to pull away. Oh, he might have stopped actually. Yes, because he's on the mediums. So Tom has actually stopped. Waffler has stopped as well, but he's gone onto the softs rather than the mediums. And them paying and going on the soft tyres is not paying off for him at the minute, because once again he's going to come under attack from Benny. Down the inside he goes. Benny's going to have a look. Waffler gives him the room. Benny decides better of it because he's going to get a DRS train down the front straight. Waffler goes defensive. Benny goes to the outside. Has he got the move done before the corner? I think he might do, you know. Yes, he has. Swoops around the outside before turn 1. And oh no, Waffler spins! Waffler spins round! And that's going to cost him a heap of positions. I told you it was going to be a risk going on them soft tyres. And, well, I've just proven my point, really. Meanwhile, just behind them, Collins defending from Lobels. Lobels having a pretty good debut, really. His teammate PMC is just behind him. This is turning into a nice tasty battle. Collins just done the fastest sector 1. He did just have a bit of a wobble through the S's there though, and it looks like that battle may have deflated for the time being. But so far, this is looking like an okay race, is this? As Wobbles in the background gets on the curb. That's going to cost him some time. I think PMC is going to slide past him. Yes, he is. And who's that in the wall? I think it's Benny that's spun. It is. Benny in the Williams has spun in Sector 3. Coming through, I believe that's turn 13. He's just lost the back end. Couldn't keep it under control. Action happening all over the track still at the minute. It's a big shame for him because he was having a very good race for his first race on his debut. Meanwhile, this could get a bit sketchy. NZ Pro is currently in front of his teammate, who's the race leader, Tom. And Tom just ghosts through him for some reason, just slides straight through him. So Tom moves away into the distance. Colin's closing with DRS onto the back of Waffler. So the Ferrari showing some pace so far. One thing that the Ferrari didn't show really last season was any pace, to be honest, and it seems like it's going alright at the minute for them. Colin might get a go with DRS down this back straight actually. He is within detection, so this could get interesting down towards turn 11. DRS open for Colin. Is Waffler going to go defensive? Waffler shows Colin the inside line. Very polite. Bit of wheel banging though into turn 11. Waffler's going to try and hang it around the outside. Has to tuck in just behind and gives up the place. But he's going to get a slipstream coming down the back straight, and then we'll get DRS down the main straight if he stays within Colin. He might not need DRS, he might get the move done just before last corner. It doesn't quite happen like that. And who's that off? Is that the race leader, Tom? No, it wasn't, it was NZ Pro, that's my bad. I thought I saw one of the Hasses off in Sector 1. Meanwhile, Waffler's going to fight back on Colin. Is he going to get the move done? Yes, he is. But because Waffler got ahead of Colin before, Colin's going to get the DRS down this straight. They're going to be swapping positions like yo-yos here. Colin down the inside into turn 4. Waffler's going to try and hang it around the outside. I don't think he's going to have to concede it. Just about concedes. A little bit of wheel banging again. Coming down the hill. This is turning into a really good battle, this. Colin still holding on. Big Bad Boots has got a 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane, and that's NZ Pro is out of the race, and a safety car has been deployed. NZ Pro has gone off in Sector 3. We'll see if we can see that incident. I'm not sure if we'll be able to see it. I think he's gone into the wall on the far side. Yes, he has. You can see the car there, the Haas in the distance against the Rolex signs. He has found his way into the wall. That's a real shame, is that, for NZ Pro. He's the second retirement of this race. Tom's made a good decision to pit. Wreck Diver's in. May is staying out. That's a very interesting call, is that, in this stage of the race. Vitrosity is in, so Aston Martin double stacking. Benny's decided to stay out in the Williams. He has only just pitted though, so see the point. The rest of them streaming into the pit lane, and in they go. So Tom's behind the safety car, and that is that. Guys, we're going to take a quick break as we normally do during the safety car period, and we'll catch up when the safety car enters the pit lane. Stay tuned. Welcome back, guys, to the Global Racing League. We're about to go green once again. Safety car is coming in at the end of this lap. Tom is leading the way in the Haas. May is right on his tail though. The safety car's about to dive in. Tom's going to hold them all the way to the line. We're green now. There's a bit of jump from everybody. We almost had a Magello situation there as they come down towards turn one, all scrapping for positions. Waffler down the inside. A lot of people, there's contact in the middle. And I think a few have gone off. A bit of contact. I think everyone's just about got away unscathed. No, they haven't. I think that's May that has spun. Yes, it is. May has spun coming through turn 3. But meanwhile, it's the battle at the front. Penny, the newcomer, is assaulting the reigning champion. Tom is going to absolutely fight this as hard as he can. The owner of the league is going to have to defend from one of the new boys. Coming down the back straight, no DRS as of yet. It'll be deployed at the start of the next lap. As they all still jostle for position. All making up places. Lobles has just lost out to PMC there and might lose out to Wreck Diver here. Wreck Diver's going to try and go around the outside. This is a great racing between the two. I think Boots has just spun it on the apron. Yes, he has. Salute. Big Bad Boots loses position. Lobles is fighting with Wreck Diver down this straight. Just about hangs onto it. Benny's still looking for a chance. He can't quite get it there. Is he in close enough proximity for DRS up this straight? The answer is no. It might be deployed at the start of the next lap, actually, thinking about it. Because it's normally 2 laps after a safety car, if I remember correctly, that the DRS gets deployed. Stream of Formula 1 cars coming down the hill once again on lap 16 of 29. So over halfway through this race now. Benny so far going well. PMC and Waffler are scrapping, however. I just caught that out of the glimpse of my eye. They both go off the track. Waffler and PMC. This is bringing Wreck Diver into play, who's just waiting there to pick up the scraps. This could get very interesting down into the last corner. Gives them the space at that time. A little bit of wheel banging going on. Wreck Diver is defending. Waffler's lost out in all of that after not being in the draft. They're going to go 3 wide into turn 1. One of them has to give way. Wreck Diver decides he is the one to give way. A bit of wheel banging again. Waffler squeezes, gets squeezed out. So PMC up to 4th. Wreck Diver up to 5th. And Waffler's going to come under attack from Lobles here. Lobles up the inside, dives his way through. And taking no prisoners, has to concede the position. And I think in the meantime he's coming under attack from Maestro, so scrapping all the way there. Now this is the battle we want to watch. Benny is within DRS range of Tom down the back straight. Tom is going to be reeled in lap by lap unless he can figure a way to try and pull away. Gap just over 4 tenths. This could get very interesting, could this? Benny down the straight again, DRS open, this could get interesting. Down towards turn 1. Benny's going to make a move for the lead on Tom. Is Tom going to get the switchback coming out? Not quite, but I think he'll get DRS coming down the second straight. This is going to get interesting between these two. He has got DRS. Benny's trying to break the toe. Tom tries to go to the outside. A little bit of wheel banging from the inside. Tom's going to try and get the cut back. This is really tight racing, this. Heading down into the S's. Both touch the curb. Tom has to back out of it. He gets a tank slapper on. Loses a bit of time there. And this is really good racing between these two boys. These laps are flying by because of this battling. And Tom's going to get another run of DRS down this back straight. I think there's somebody in the wall. It's Waffler has gone into the wall at the exit of the hairpin. And the VSC is out. So time to breathe for a minute. As they all go slowly. The debris of Waffler's car. I'm guessing Waffler has lost his wing in that. We'll need to get a better angle of that very shortly. Yes, he has. He's lost his entire front wing. So he's going to be making a pit stop to get that sorted out. Waffler's just got a penalty for multiple warnings. As we're about to go green once again, I think. It seems to be speeding up. I could be wrong on that one. No one's going slow again, so it's not quite time to end the VSC just yet. Race director taking his time. Waffler's into the pit lane to serve his, as Benny brakes very late there. Tom almost goes into the back of Benny. It was that late. And the racing begins, and because of that, that could potentially be a penalty or one the stewards look at later. A bit of a tank slapper on there from Benny, as Tom has lost a ton of time having to brake for Benny there, and Benny's put his foot down. The stewards might look at that one as a decisive point in the race. Meanwhile, PMC's coming under attack from Colin here. Colin hasn't got DRS though, so he's not going to be able to do anything. Meanwhile, Maestro up the inside of the low balls into turn 11. I think he gets it done. Low balls sweeps back round the outside though. What a move that was from Low balls. Sweeps straight round the outside of Maestro there. Pretty good move. Might be one in the hat for overtake of the week. That was a pretty good move. Meanwhile, Waffler has a look. I thought they were going to make contact there. They just about get out of each other. And Tom's quickly caught onto the back of Benny again using DRS. So Tom with DRS down the back straight. Lap 20 of 29. Tom's still trying to make a move. Almost gets the tank slapper on there. Coming down the back straight. Tom with DRS in the Haas. Again, can't quite get the move done. It'll be touch and go. Got a yellow in sector 1. I think that's Waffler that spun again. It is. He's got back going. Well, this is turning out into a very interesting opening race. Plenty of battles across track, which is always great to see. Great from a spectator's point of view. And that's interesting. Benny is into the pit lane. So Tom inherits the race lead on them hard tyres. Atrocity stays out, so doesn't follow him in. So I'm guessing Tom's going to try and go to the end of the race on them hards. That would be the most logical solution. Meanwhile, PMC and Wreck Diver are battling away over the final podium place. Can the Aston Martins get two podiums in one race? It would be good for the Constructors' Championship if they do, especially with Haas not being able to score double points today with NZ Pro out the race. So really this is crucial for the Constructors. Wreck Diver needs to get past PMC as quick as physically possible. And I think he will get DRS down this straight, which could potentially shape this up. DRS is open, trying to get in the slipstream. Doesn't seem to be doing much. It does bring him a little bit closer though. All he needs really is PMC to make one mistake and the race is his to try and get third place. Closest battle on track so far at the moment. Wreck Diver looking to try and make a move. He will get closer this time. He's going to pile all his energy and ERS and DRS into this one. He goes to the inside. Has he got enough legs to get it done before the corner? Not quite. Is PMC going to threaten on the cutback? No, thinks better of it, but he will get DRS going down the back straight. Wreck Diver moves all the way over to cover off the inside line. PMC's going to try and go around the outside of Wreck Diver. Wreck Diver's hanging on for his dear life. There's a bit of wheel banging between the two. Wreck Diver eventually has to give way. PMC maintains position for now. Wreck Diver will get another run of DRS going down the back straight though. As he gets a run, the DRS is open, the slipstream is commencing, PMC defending for his life. Is Wreck Diver going to try and go around the outside? Thinks better of it. He did have a look, but felt it was too much of a risky move. They're still tight to each other, these boys. Really good race in this. Oh, PMC goes a little bit wide off the corner. Wreck Diver gets the better exit. He's going to go down the inside. The drag racing down to the last corner. Has he got it done? Yes, he has for now, but PMC's still there. Coming down. PMC's going to get DRS over him, so Wreck Diver will tuck back into his slipstream to try and make a move down into the first corner. Couldn't quite get it done on that occasion. Benny's just done the fastest lap of the race in the Williams at 1:27.9, and Wreck Diver slips down the inside coming through turn 3 and has DRS to pull away for it. On lap 23, Wreck Diver gets into P3, and at the minute that makes Aston Martin leading the Constructors' Championship after round 1. That was a really, really big move, was that? Correct Diver. PMC is slipping away slowly but surely now. Potentially just run out of steam. Meanwhile, further down the field, Lobles is catching on to the back of the Red Bull of May to try and fight for a bit of position. Lobles could do with getting up the order here really. If he can get a bit up the order, this will be decent points for Alpine today. PMC currently in 4th. He can make a move. He's got DRS on May this time round. Move. Boots has got a 3-second penalty for multiple warnings again. That's not the first time today he's had that. Lap 24 out of 29. 5 laps to go in this race. Low balls looking for a move on May, couldn't quite get it done this time round in the Alpine. He might get a run at him going down the back straight though. He's going to get DRS to make up for it, gets the switch back. May runs off onto the asphalt. Is he going to get the move done? Yes he is. Great move by Low balls up into P8, and in the meantime May spins, manages to avoid making contact with the wall, but does spin out. Gets on his way again, and meanwhile just up the road Low balls has had a crash, I think. He has. Is that going to bring out a safety car? It looked a very heavy impact, did that. You can see him just off there. There he is, just off in the corner there, you just saw it. I think we're going to avoid a safety car on that occasion due to it being so late in the race. Oh, that was a good battle, was that? And he's just been spoilt by quite a large crash, really. Meanwhile, there's a little bit of another battle developing. Colin in P5, Maestro in P6, Benny in P7. Benny's on a bit of a charge at the minute. He was setting the fastest lap of the race. Even after that, the few incidents he's had. Pretty good debut so far, and also pitting. Hence why he is down the order at the minute. And Maestro looking good. Benny looking a bit of a charge. Gets a little bit of a wobble there, Benny. You just saw the tail kick out. I think Benny's potentially going to get a run on the AlphaTauri here. Down. They're both going to have DRS. This could get very interesting. Benny is going to look. Has a look on the outside. Thinks better of it. Maestro gets a very bad exit though, and Benny is now on the outside. He's going to try and go around the outside, and he does, makes the move stick. Capitalises on the mistake. Again, another one that could be for overtaking the week around the outside. Very good move from Benny. He's up to P6 and is now able to chase Colin for P5. Which again would make really good points for Williams as well if they can make a move. And I think Benny is going to make a move on this occasion. Is Maestro going to follow him through? Well, Benny gets it done before the corner, just about. Has to defend from Colin. He gets it done though. Benny up into 5th place so far. Colin's going to have another attack going back at him. This could get interesting. Colin down the inside. Almost made contact. I think they might have done actually. Colin just about, if he did, gets out of it. Stays with him, and with Colin, that's going to bring him under attack from Maestro now. Maestro gets a bit of a tank slapper on there, you just saw in the background. But Benny is up into P5 and moving away now, just a bit behind them. Obviously Maestro's still driving. I've actually just noticed, if you look in the cockpit, Maestro's guy doesn't have a helmet on. That is very bizarre. I don't know why that's happened. I'm guessing that's a game glitch, because look, he's got no helmet on. I don't know what to say about that. I might screenshot that and put that in the Discord. Look at that. I don't think he's actually got a helmet on. I'm so convinced he hasn't. I could be completely wrong. Meanwhile, Colin pits. And yeah, he hasn't got a helmet on. Maestro's guy does not have a helmet on for some reason. I don't know what's happened there. Oh, meanwhile, the teammates are battling for P2 and 3. This could be costly between two of them. They don't want to get in too much of a scrap. They've got PMC just behind them ready to pick up scraps. This could be costly for Aston Martin if they get this one wrong. Wreck Diver slots through. Sorry, maintains P2. Atrocities in P3. And PMC is going to try and attack Atrocity here. They need to work together, the Aston Martins, really. Otherwise, this could be quite catastrophic for them. And so far, they seem to be working together. With just just over 2 laps to go really. We're about to come on to the second to last lap. Trusty's still there and still maintaining position. Looks okay so far. Atrocity defending. PMC still defending as well. PMC going to look for an attack here on Atrocity. Is he going to have a look down the inside? He is. Atrocity hangs on for now. And in the meantime, PMC has spun and he's into the wall. He loses part of his front wing, almost collects. Maestro coming back onto the track there. And I think that is PMC's race done and dusted. A mistake on the second to last lap has cost him dear. He's on his way again, but that is a costly error. And that has handed the 2 podium places to Aston Martin. We'll head back to our race leader Tom, who, despite a very poor qualifying session, probably not his best by his standards, he's normally up there, started P9 on the grid, did Tom. He's coming on to the last lap of the race in first position. His pit stops have gone his way. PMC is out of the race. He has retired and pulled off the track. So that's going to move everyone up the order. But Tom has driven a pretty spotless race really. A little bit of an incident at the start on the opening lap. So we all saw it wasn't very clean by any standards. It was very messy. But he's fought his way through that, and despite his teammate NZ Pro crashing out and causing a safety car, he's going to carry on his way and score some decent points for Haas today, to be fair, but they will not lead as it stands the Constructors' Championship heading away from Bahrain. It will be the boys behind him of Aston Martin leading the championship if Atrocity can hang on. Benny is closing in on him in the Williams. Had a bit of a tank slapper. Colin is now out of the race. I think he's had a spin. Yes, he is. Colin's in the wall and loses it. But meanwhile, Tom comes across the line and wins the Bahrain Grand Prix. Great victory for Haas given the circumstances. Wreck Diver comes home in P2. Atrocity's going to come home in P3 just ahead of Benny in P4. Maestro comes home P5. Good drive from him considering he started in the midfield, ended up in last position after lap 1, and pretty good recovery drive really given the circumstances. May's a bit further behind them. He's going to come home for P6. Again, an average race, but I think he's enjoyed it, which is the main thing really. And what an opening race of the season that was. Guys, thank you very much for joining us. Really appreciate your company. Season 2 of the Global Racing League is underway, and I think it's going to be a good one based on that performance. Guys, thank you very much for joining us, and we'll see you next time.